is equipping leaders. We probably will be on this in some way. We know we're supposed to equip doctors, lawyers, teachers, accountants, whatever field. That's what God's called us to do. Amen. Amen. And our house, whether it be in our house, recording engineer, whatever we're called to raise up leaders, and we understand that's the foundation. So everything has to work around what God's called us to do. Yeah. Amen. Amen. Part of it. So in that we know education is important. Are you with me? You got to have a vision. You have to have a vision for your children. You will get out of your children what you put in them. Amen. Did you hear me? Yes. You will get out of your children what you place on the inside of them. It's not rocket science. You place garbage in their lives, you'll get garbage out. Are y'all with me? Yes. But if you place good stuff in their lives, you'll get good stuff back. Yes. Now, as we go into New Year, February, we're going to be doing the Black History Month. Amen? I know last year we did everything rushed. I don't think we did it like we normally do it, but they're going to get a chance to do autobiographies and dress up as a character and become that character with our teens. That is important that our children know their history. Yeah. Are y'all with me? Yeah. If you don't know where you came from, you won't know where you're going. Yeah. And here's the sad thing I saw in Cobb County when I worked in the public schools. That my Caucasian students were more excited about Black history than our Black students were. Am I telling the truth? Wow. It's like crazy. I'm like, really? I don't want to know about that. And I'm like, really? And I don't want to perpetuate a dumb people. I don't know how to say it any other way. Because you got to know where you came from. You ought to know who Mary McLeod Bethune is. You ought to know that. You ought to know that this woman back in the early 1900s was advising presidents. Not just one, presidents. And starting universities. Are you with me? You ought to know who, I mean, I can be just going down the line. You ought to know who Sojourner Truth and Harriet Tubman. And, you know, I saw on one of the previews, they were showing up a housewife who's a relative of Hosea Williams. Didn't even know what the Underground Railroad was. I'm like, where the train at? Where the train at? And she's the granddaughter of Hosea Williams. Are you with? But that's what we're creating, a generation that does not appreciate what was done in the prior years. Amen? You ought to know who Booker T. Washington and W.B. Du Bois is and the difference of opinion that they had in the feud of where one. You ought to know these things. You need to know who a Carter G. Woodson is. It's the reason why we have Black History Week and then Black History, first Black History Day, Black History Week, and Black History Month. And he's one of the greatest theologians, historians for the black church. You ought to know these. This should be, boom, you should be able to say them out to you. You ought to know who Hannibal is in Africa and Carthage. You had one of the greatest, they have to learn still in military school. And at West Point, they have to learn about Hannibal. Now he took elephants over the Alps of Africa to almost destroy all of Rome. One of the greatest empires that had ever been. Yeah. With elephants that he trained. You ought to know about that. You ought to know about Mesopotamia, and you need and you'll know about all this. So we got to teach our kids. I want to encourage you. Have your children, encourage them to do and represent somebody. Amen. Amen. And not just don't be an athlete. I know we know LeBron, okay, but that's okay. I know we know Jay-Z. Everybody don't need to be a rapper either. Are y'all with me? I'm talking about some people that okay. Are you with me? You ought to know who Ronald McNair is. That's the engineering department. He was a graduate from our alma mater at A&T, and we actually were the first ones in that Ronald McNair program. First black astronaut that died in the shuttle. We ought to know these things because they paved the way for us to be and do what we're called to do. Amen? And so that, so without a vision, we got to get a vision, but you can't, see, you don't appreciate all that. See, when somebody here's the thing you have to understand. When you see somebody being racist on your job, and you understand that the generation had taken worse than what you're taking right now, you get a little stronger. Amen. And see, then you can really start seeing Christ in the situation. And not be like, oh, these people, no, you need to get over that. Let me tell you something. Nobody can, what God has for you is for you. Yes. Ain't no demon of racism can stop it. So stop trying to make a people group a problem. The only problem is you. Did you hear me, light bulb? The only problem is you. Are you with me? Let me tell you something. When you know who you are and you know the God that you're serving, nobody can hold you back because of your race. Come on, please. Come on, please. Nobody can hold you back because of your economical status. The only person that can hold you back is you. I look at my parents. My dad came from a family of 7. My mom came from a family of 8. They went and got their education. Ain't nobody. That you the first educated in your family to get your degree? First educated. He didn't stop. He's the oldest. He didn't wait for somebody else to do it for him. He had to deal with Jim Crow laws. He told me about it as an 18-year-old man, how if a young boy, Caucasian boy, was walking up the street of Georgia, he would have to get in the ditch so he won't get beat up by some white folk.
That's right.
We're like, who's dealing with that now? Anybody? Come on, raise your hand. No, somebody, what are you doing with somebody looking at his wrong job? And we ready to give up. But what his generation did, they used the pain of racism to propel them to the next level, to work for themselves, to get their education. And not only did they get their education, they helped their siblings, their brothers and sisters get their education. Are you with me? It wasn't about us just getting blessed, but it was about, guess what? I got to get something. I got to help my brothers and sisters. It was nothing for me to see my parents giving cars to their siblings to go to college. Are you with me? Because it was an understanding. We got, get this thing I was talking about SATs this morning. This is one of the parents this morning. Our children should be taking SATs 9th, 10th, 11th grade. That's when they should be taking SATs if you want to go to college. You don't just wake up and say, I'm going to go to college. It just don't happen like that. You got to start preparing. 9th, 10th, 11th grade, you should be taking SATs. By your 11th grade year, you should be knowing, have an idea. You're already getting scholarship offers. Are you with me? But we got to put a premium and understanding of education. You had folk coming out of slavery, they understood the power of education. Amen. I'm not saying you deify the education, but some of us, because we don't have it, guess what? We don't push others to go for it. Are y'all with me? Let me tell you something. I want my kids to go much further than what I went. Are you with me? So I don't want you to stop with a high school diploma. I don't want you to stop with a college degree. I want you to get your master or your PhD and go ahead because there's doors opening with your education. Are y'all with me? That's part of them moving into wealth. Where my teachers at? Don't you get paid more when you got your master's? Where'd you get your PhD? Don't it go about 25 more thousand? Amen. That's life. That's life. Because what? Master just got to do another year of school. Another year. Used to be 2 years. Now you get a master's in a year. 2 years. PhD, another 2, 2.5, maybe 3, 4 for some. Amen. Your mom did like in 2 years, right? How old was she when she started? She was like 60 when she got her master's. Got her PhD. She already had her master's. Went back to age 60. You say, well, you understand you're 60-year-old? You'll be 62 when you finish. She said, I'm going to be 62 anyway. Why not be 62 with a PhD? And right after she got her PhD, she became the assistant to the president at Hampton University. They called her out of retirement and said, we want you to be the assistant to the president. God elevated her. Are you with me? I'm just saying God will open up doors, but a lot of times we don't give him anything to work with. You say, well, I didn't finish high school. Go back and get your GED. Put a premium on that. Are y'all with me? Yes. Stop complaining about people passing you on your job. Get your BS degree. Do what you need to do. Are you with me? Well, I just got an associate's degree. And everybody's passing me because they got 4 years. Go back and finish your 4 years then. Are you with me? Get it online. There's a whole bunch of things out there. Complete and finish. So you can point to your children and say, you know what? Mommy and daddy completed. You can do it too. Are you with me? My dad graduated summa cum laude. I'm going to brag on him in accounting. While we were young. Had his associate's degree. Went back and got 4 years with young kids. And you were working 40 plus hours with transit authority. He was a traffic controller. It was an involved job. So you're working over 40 hours a week. Going to school full time. And graduated summa cum laude in the University of New York. Amen. We got to get stronger as a generation and stop giving up when people tell us no. Are you understanding what I'm saying? We can't give up because somebody tells us no or shuts the door. Get over yourself. Find a way. Get your business started. Get your business started. Do what you need to do to excel in life. But stop giving yourself excuses for not reaching that goal that God's called you to. Let's keep going. He said one of the things that will keep you, let's go to the destiny blockers. One of the things that will keep you from moving to your destiny is unforgiveness and fear. We said fear is what? False evidence what? Appearing what? Real, right? Unforgiveness, not willing to forgive other people, very harsh and difficult, and not allowing weakness or error. See, the reason why you forgive folks is you realize that you got weakness and error. Who am I not to forgive you? Now, let me tell you something. When you have a problem forgiving other people, you have a real problem, hard problem forgiving yourself. Let me say that again, light bulb, because they didn't hear me. When you have a problem forgiving other people, I mean, you really have a problem forgiving yourself. Because you put the standard so high and not realize that you're frail yourself. Am I making sense? And so you'll turn